Hey guys, welcome to A.D.H.D World, and this is my intro. Thanks for listening in today.
Hey guys, happy Saturday. That was my intro. I'm excited to speak to you about different topics on my podcast. I haven't been able to really make as much content as I would like to. I've been super busy trying to find a new apartment. Living in New York City is a challenge in itself, but finding an apartment during the summer seasons is just as difficult. Well, it's technically spring, but tomorrow's about to be June 1st, so summer's really around the corner. I hope that everybody's enjoying their day. I just want to add some life and some shining bright into everybody's life, if that even makes sense. Just have a genuine smile, even when shit doesn't work out. As long as you have a good attitude and you have a plan to get better with your spirituality or neurological condition like me, don't ever feel sorry for yourself and let people tear you down by talking mad shit to you directly to your face and tell you that you are nothing because you're not rich yet, or you are worthless because you work at a dead end job, or you live in a studio and you don't have a woman yet and you don't have a car. Don't let anyone make you feel worthless because the best is yet to come. I've always said that you really have to put up a good fight living in this modern day era where there's so much competition between everybody else, but you really your worst enemy and your best competition, right? As long as you keep doing your best and you keep showing up, nobody's really going to be able to beat that. You could beat yourself on your worst day by just taking one step at a time. I am very vulnerable right now at this time in my life. I'm a little bit hurt because I was discriminated against finding an apartment. It's really difficult. I'm a realtor myself, and I've been treated very badly by my landlord. He didn't want to renew my lease, which is fine because I wanted to leave regardless of what the situation was. When I used to watch these judge shows back in the day, I used to watch, like, I don't know, Judge Judy, stupid shows back in the day because that's what my mom used to watch. So whatever my mom watched, I had to watch because I never went to school. So I never really had the masculine manhood, childhood like most of my homies had. So I had to literally listen to the same music as her. I had to do everything she did, and I wasn't able to be my own person because I just didn't go to school. And I was pretty much sheltered because of that. Um, Now I'm 30 years old, and I learned something from Judge Judy, from that show, to be honest. If you're not happy, leave. Do something about the situation. Don't just sit there oblivious and just let it keep rocking. So I did. I did something about the situation. I called 311 and I made a complaint about my mold in my crib because this guy went around telling people about me, my personal information, my personal life that has nothing to do with anyone. And shout out to all my listeners who's listening to me from overseas. Shout out to everyone listening to me all the way from New Zealand, Australia, Bangladesh, Germany, Canada. Um, Thank you guys so much. South Africa and Ukraine and obviously UK. Thank you guys. And Belgium. Thank you guys so much for listening to what I have to say. Like I say this at every single episode that I do. It's not perfect, AB's World. Alright, but my niche is you gotta connect with yourself. That is my niche. Looking at yourself in the mirror and see how you can improve. Okay? You have to go out there and do your ultimate best. And I literally mean ultimate best where you cannot do more. Because you are really, your brain is unlimited, but maybe mentally you are limited to a certain degree. We all have some sort of limitations when it comes to mental. We have to we have to really change that with our mindset and our brain and how we operate. So back to what I was saying, this guy, my landlord, went around telling people about my personal business. Okay, I took that as a personal attack. I don't want anyone sharing any of my personal business to anybody, so I don't put my business out there. You feel me? I had people coming to my house. I got my friends coming over. I got, you know, people coming over. I constantly do, you know, some sort of, you know, business with my friends. Like, we don't just come here and smoke. You feel me? I do not smoke. I do not drink. I don't party like that. I'm 30 years old. I don't have time. I need to make my money. All right? Because these bills are not going to pay themselves. So he went around telling other landlords about me that I smoke pot and I hang around black people. So I literally went that Monday and I called 311, which is the hotline in New York City. For you don't know, made a complaint. Housing Preservation Development came last week and issued 3 violations. And I'm also in court right now because I'm literally triple tracked. One, I can't just walk out because I didn't find a new apartment. Two, finding an apartment at this time, like I said before, is a challenge. Okay? We have to make sure that the apartments are available. Okay? Most realtors that I've spoken to don't answer the phone. So I haven't spoken to like a zillion realtors that to the point where I'm actually giving up on looking for an apartment, which is not true. And second of all, I don't understand why most apartments that I've called were taken. They don't take down these old listings, which is stupid. All right? Take down those listings for all the realtors that are listening to me. It is stupid to have these listings still posted, and then you guys wonder why you get a million phone calls. I don't understand why people neglect to do their responsibilities. Okay, I fulfilled mine. I pay rent. Now I'm living off my security deposit. I just lost $1,400, and of course I'm upset about it, right? Of course I'm not happy that I lost $1,400, especially in the summertime, where I could literally invest that money or do something else. But I realized, hey, you know, I'm not just gonna go from here to another room until I find another place. I'm not doing that. I'm here for the long run. I'm here to put up a fight for the long run. This is literally what I was telling, you know, my audience. When I say, I'm talking in general terms. When I tell this to people, I'm talking in a generalization terms that this is literally why I'm still working at the post office. I have friends that are asking me, they're calling me, right? Why are you still working at the post office? And I told them I'm there to fight for the long run. There's a lot of corruption. At the end of the day, you need to show up to work. You got to try your best to show up on time, which is super difficult for me because I work at 4 in the morning. I barely get enough sleep at night because I'm stressing, when I come back from work looking for an apartment. I haven't been doing my podcast. I've been at the gym, but not as active as I should. I haven't really been myself. And now, it's about to be June 1st in less than 24 hours. And I said, you know what? We got to take it one day at a time. People are really going through a difficult time right now. I see the energy is really dark out here, and I see people are not really um, in the right state of mind for the most part. Like, I deal with people on a regular basis, and most of the people that I deal with are crazy, to be honest with you. It's a mess. And this is literally what the situation is. Until people really want to take some sort of accountability, if you guys know what I mean, if anything is wrong in your life, whether it's a spiritual thing, connect to nature. If you're facing some sort of doubt, like me, I have doubt, I have self esteem issues sometimes, but sometimes when I walk into a room full of strangers, I'll be the most confident person in the room because I don't know y'all. I don't care. I don't care to get comfortable with y'all. I care to get comfortable with myself in my own skin. And sometimes I learned, I'm learning this the hard way. You know, you see the smirk, right? Because what I'm about to say may not even make any sense at all. And then you guys are gonna pause my video and be like, oh no, this guy AB from AB's world, he don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Excuse my language, but he sounds stupid. This is what I want to say. Sometimes the problem or the situation or somebody that you have a lot of things in common with, if that person is a nice person and you like them because they're a nice person and you just don't vibe with that person and you clash, that doesn't necessarily mean you have the problem. It could mean that their energy is off, number one, or they're going through their own mental or whatever you want to call it, their own crap. Not everything is your fault, and not everything has to do with you. Okay? This is what my mom told me. And, God knows that I'm still, somewhat of a mama's boy because I'm my mom's only son. And it is my responsibility to call her three or 4 days a week, see her on the weekends, whenever I can, give her some flowers, and just tell her, just thank you for giving me life. To me, that's a mama's boy. And also telling her about my situation while having some sort of resolution just to keep her in the loop. I think that it could be difficult in modern day world, finding a woman and still appreciating what you have. So many people are so ungrateful. They're just bitter, right? You could still be a nice person and be bitter. We all have moments. I could be a bitter person sometimes too. I could be an asshole sometimes. It just depends on the situation. ADHD causes a chemical imbalance. And sometimes I can be moody, especially when I don't sleep. Because all I do is think, 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 think. And then I end up talking trash. And then somebody want to knock me out because I'm talking trash. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be mindful of the words that you're using and be cautious of the body language that you are showing in the real world, especially when you're with strangers or you're in a room filled with strangers. I think that one day AB's World will obviously be the best podcast, just not yet. And I think that I would be a great public speaker because I have a lot to offer when it comes to broadcasting and just showing my face of who I am. I'm comfortable in my own skin to keep talking. Whether people want to hear me or not, I don't give a crap. The point is, it's still going to be uploaded, and I still did a video today. That's my accomplishment. This is my fulfillment, is that I get to share my experience as an individual living in New York City, literally, working for the post office and somewhat getting assistance from the government due to my developmental disability. The government has always labeled me as this young, ambitious man, Jewish man from Brooklyn who's completely not capable of doing anything because I never went to school. When I was a kid, I got an IEP, and I don't regret anything. In my whole life, I don't regret anything. Everything that has ever happened to me has always been an experience and a life lesson. So you gotta fail to grow. And I sometimes feel like I haven't failed enough. Sometimes I feel like I never really got the taste of what it is to fully, and I said fully, not lightly, but fully live in the real world. And how people are somewhat surviving in the real world. I don't really have much knowledge of, other parts of Brooklyn, meaning I never lived there, I worked there. I think that, there's a lot of frauds out there in the street. They always pretend that they're tough and they're not. That's why you're not supposed to mess with anyone. You don't want to test people's gangster and then some stuff goes down and then you're at fault. So we need to be really vigilant and mindful of the things that we are doing and our body language. And that's something that I've been working on right now is just having that complete positivity, even though I'm literally mentally exhausted right now about finding a new home, a beautiful new home in a luxury building. No, I'm just kidding. That would be great. That's not realistic probably for this year because I don't have enough bread, but definitely for next year, it should happen where I'm going to be able to move to Manhattan because I've been saving my bread. You know what I'm saying? I think that people just like to spend money on things they don't need to impress people they don't like. And not only that, people live amongst their needs. And I've been working on that to live below my needs, if that makes sense. And I'm just here to improve my life, to make my life better, to stop this whole entire um, self sabotage, the victim mentality. I've never been a victim. I've never been a victim of anything. It's just difficult when you're completely exhausted and you try to improve your life in every single way. It can definitely feel that you are a victim to a broken system, right? So we have to, you see what I'm doing? We got to change our whole mindset. That's our brains telling us we're a victim, right? This is literally why I go to therapy, okay? Every single Saturday at 1:45, I see a therapist because I'm trying to get out completely because I'm not going to see a therapist for the rest of my life. But if they could help me come up with better coping skills and strategies, and the therapist could resonate with me, and they also have ADHD, and they also understand how important it is to network, and what it is to own a business, and what it is to become a successful entrepreneur in today's modern day world, and using AI, and somebody that understands that the whole financial system is going to crash and burn, and people could resonate with you. I don't care if they're a therapist or not. I don't care about your political views. I don't care about your background. I don't care about your religious beliefs. I don't care. I'm not a religious person. Don't care about none of that. Just be a man of God. Actually believe God created you for a reason. Your soul is on this earth for a reason. Stop staying otherwise. At least respect yourself, your body, and we honor your parents. You know what I'm saying? Honor your mother and your father, the two people with God that brought you into this world. Nobody's asking you to be perfect. Okay, at least honor the Ten Commandments. Stop cheating. Because this person is bad with me in bed. This person don't know how to do. Guys, you leave. I know it's easier said than done. You gotta leave when shit gets bad and you can't take it anymore. You gotta leave. Otherwise, you're gonna crash and burn. And then you're gonna explode. And then that's even worse. If something is going on in your life and a situation is not good for you, right? Your job is bad. This is bad. Stick at it till the end and then leave. I'm not even telling you I'm not even telling you to come up with a backup plan. What I'm literally telling you is be there for the long run. You change your whole way of thinking. You become the manager. You become your own boss of your own life. You make the rules as it goes. And you be there for yourself. And you protect yourself by being a good person, right? Even if management sucks at my job. Look, the guy just lied to me today because something happened to me yesterday where I clocked in with a different scanner. He lied. I caught him, and then he called me and he paid me for yesterday. I'm not going to put up with this bullshit from people. People are fake. They're fake. They're frauds. They're not happy with their own life. So when you're not happy with your own life, misery loves company. Do you understand? I know people that are going through mad shit right now. I know people that are literally going through mad shit right now. I know people that are going through difficult and challenging times, financially, emotionally, I guess, I don't know, maybe physically. People are going through a difficult time. We have to be there for ourselves. We have to work together so we can make the world a better place. The world is not a good place right now. People are divided and conquered. This is what the government wants. And people that are above the government, people that are not even the government that we can't even see. This is literally the whole plan. This is the plan. The Matrix is here to divide us and to kill us in our souls spiritually. And people are literally, they're rolling with this instead of coming up with better solutions. You know, like I have friends that send me a billion videos a day. I usually don't really do much about these videos because I know that I don't have the attention span to watch 20, 30 videos in a week. So I try to watch maybe 2 videos whenever I can. It's not like I'm completely ignoring the problem. What I'm doing is I'm prioritizing and saying, look, this is not my priority right now. I can't really, take out my 2 best friends for their birthdays in the beginning of June and then my 2 best friends at the end of June. That's something that I cannot do. What I have to do is literally move out and find a new apartment. That's it. I cannot multitask and go to the gym, come home, and make sure I have enough money in my bank account so I could survive. Okay? That's literally my priority. And people don't really seem to understand. They take things personal. And it's not like I want to do everything. You just can't do everything when you are looking for a place to live. You are not in the right state of mind. People are completely oblivious to that. They don't seem to understand. I must find a new apartment. Yesterday, my favorite artist was performing literally in my backyard at Madison Square Garden. I have the money to go see her. Yes, I did. But I didn't go see her because I need to move out. I was upset. I was sad that I couldn't see her last night. But at the end of the day, this is what has to be done. This is literally what I mean. You gotta sacrifice. I don't go on that vacation. I haven't been on a vacation since November, right? I've been working. I've been trying to get to the next level. I even made a YouTube channel. And now I'm doing this episode with you guys. People's priorities are fucked up, including my own, because I'm still young, ambitious, somewhat naive, and just not fully aware of how evil the world is. Okay? I also wanted to let everyone know that I'm doing something new for the month of June. I will be trying out different burger spots, and I will be posting that on my YouTube channel. And the name of my YouTube channel is A.D.H.D the Man living in New York City. So you guys can check me out on YouTube. I think you guys have me on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok. I do Snapchat sometimes. And I'm also on X, Twitter, which is AB's World 718. You guys know where to find me. I think I should start doing some sort of like questionnaires, questions and answers. The thing is, like, it's somewhat hard for me to have everything prepared and presented to you guys when I myself am a little bit of a mess. Because I don't usually just plan all these podcasts weeks in advance. I'm thinking, like, you see what I'm doing right now with my brain, right? My brain is like a hamster wheel. Like, I'm literally thinking, what am I going to say? How am I going to deliver it to my audience? What do I want to say? What information should I leave out? And I'm like, I'm not going to edit anything. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not going to waste a half hour, 40 minutes editing it, when I knew exactly what I wanted to say. And if I don't like it, I don't post it. And I think that could be a great thing or a horrible thing. Just depends on, you know, who you ask. Like I said, modern day society, they're going to start judging you over everything that you do, say, breathe, sleep, all that stuff. So I'm just going to continue being myself because at the end of the day, I don't really care about anyone's opinion. The only thing that I care about is that my listeners are happy and are determined to live a better life, and they're not stuck in the past and they're moving forward. That's all I care about. You can't change the past. The past is in the past, and the future is in the future. Live for now to create a better future. Okay? Like, I literally made a billion complaints. I don't even know if that's, yeah, a billion complaints against my landlord. I contacted numerous state agencies, and I also work for the United States Postal Service. So, by him saying that I smoke weed is a lie. And my proof is I got denied apartments because he went around talking trash about me to other landlords, and I called the city to report mold, and that's when he got mad and he wants me out by tomorrow, right? Well, I'm here to stay for the long run. That's it. Here, I lost my $1,400 security deposit. That's the price that I paid for advocating for myself, speaking on behalf of myself, and understand that the law is always going to be on my side as long as I do the right thing 100% of the time. That's why I'm literally making this video to say, look, it's hard right now in the summer, right? This is New York City. So let's just keep going. And don't ever stop, even when you feel comfortable. Because comfort zone is danger zone, right? So before I end this video, I really wanted to make something extremely clear. I want to be very transparent about something. If I'm meeting a girl and I'm taking a girl out, maybe not the first date, because that's a little bit, I guess that's a little bit mean, okay? But if I'm with a girl and I'm with her on the fifth or sixth date, let's just hypothetically say, okay? And I go and I tell the girl that she's average, that girl should take that as a compliment. Because there's always room for improvement. I'm average, okay? Or maybe even a little below average. Just because I'm making this podcast and I'm talking to you, that doesn't make me cool, okay? That doesn't make me rich. That doesn't make me better than anybody else. When I say somebody's average, look, there's always room to improve. There's no such thing as perfection. People say there is, there isn't. You gotta work towards perfection. Okay? You have to work towards the life that you always wanted, the life that you always envisioned. Alright? I know that I can say things that are odd, and I speak my mind. I don't hold back on anything. And that's why I don't have a temper, and I don't have anger issues. People hold back shit until they absolutely go crazy, and then they want to knock you out. I'm telling it to you the way it is right now. What you see is what you get. I literally dated this girl for 3 months, and I thought she was average. But I'm average. I never thought, that she was better than me. Or worse. At the end, I thought that she had emotional issues, which I was right about, and I wasn't interested in putting up with all that. That wasn't my goal. My goal was to find a wife that will give me kids and and build a business with me together. We're gonna build our brand, okay? Somebody that wants to build a brand besides having this family, not more than 1 or 2 kids. Too much, guys. The economy's trash, okay? Literally a brand. I'm here for the long run, and if shit doesn't work out, I'm out. Easier said than done, but divorce is there for a reason. There's always a solution to any problem. And if there isn't, you're making up problems in your head that don't exist. And This is literally what life is about. Life is about finding yourself, being by yourself, being alone, enjoying your own company, staying out of everyone's way, and staying away from the frauds. Because I'm telling you right now, 95% of people are frauds. They're fake. They will use your energy and take everything that you got and they will spit it out with you together. Alright? Always remind yourself why are you doing what you're doing? Not why are you freaking here. I mean, I already know my purpose. My purpose is to literally spill the truth to the people that don't understand the concept of these tough man-made religions. And I absolutely believe with everything that I have, God is really my father. I really, really believe that. 100%. And God is literally watching the entire world. He does not create evil. People create evil. He gave a gift, all right, which is that a man gets to have free will. What you do with your free will is up to you. We always have choices in this life. Some people make really bad choices and they fuck everything up. And then they realize that, in their deathbed, however 90 years old, they go and they live with regrets. That's not going to be me. I'm 30 years old and I'm turning my life around right now as we speak. And it's still a challenge because I'm still kind of old. Never had it easy living in my racist community. Never had it easy in school. I used to get bullied for being extremely different. I was the teacher's pet. And when I was in grade school, and it was every test, I came home 95, 98, 100, 93, 94. And that was a special ed school. But that don't matter because special ed schools still got to follow guidelines and curriculums. I was in the highest math class. To me, that's an accomplishment. If you're in the highest math class, even in a special ed school, because there is no higher class, you need to be challenged. Okay? People like me don't have to brag about our intelligence. We just never had a chance. I don't need to go to Harvard to prove that I'm smart. I don't need to go to Rutgers or I don't need to go to Stanford University. I don't have to go to any of these schools, Princeton. I don't got to prove anything to nobody. At the end of the day, I know who I am. Okay, yeah, it would have been cool if I would have went to Harvard and would have been able to network with wealthy people. But at the end of the day, that doesn't matter anymore because I move forward. Okay? I'm just like everybody else. I have opportunities to have a better life, right? I'm breathing and I'm walking. So many people don't have opportunities. So many people in unprivileged neighborhoods, so many people living in the hood don't have any opportunities to live freely and happily in this country. And that is sad. So many veterans are disabled, limbs are broken, dead broke, and homeless, and mental conditions that literally risked their lives for this country. We have to be super thankful for everything that we have. Even if it's little. That little thing that you have can have somebody else's day on a silver platter and brighten up their entire year. Just by giving them water and food. Even the simplest things. Opening up our eyes. Some people can't do that. Some people are so broken down. And people are so unempathetic. Let's be empathy. Let's have empathy for other people. And let's work on ourselves and become a little bit more aware. Right? Because sometimes I'm not the most empathetic person in the world. I could be a little bit rude and nasty. Right? That's because I don't know everybody's situation. I know mine. That's not me being selfish or oblivious or careless about you. I mean, I don't care about you. I care about me. No, I'm kidding. If you close to me, then cool. If you're just like a random person, like somebody at my job, don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, if you part of my crew and I really fuck with you and I've known you for like 5, 6, 7 years, we good. And I think that's literally what it is. I prioritize myself for the people I care about. But at the end of the day, way too many frauds in the streets, bro. Too many fakes out there. And that's not me. Because I know that I'm a real person with a mission in my life is to become rich, right? To live in a more different environment. That doesn't even make sense. But in a different environment. And to literally have my podcast, you know, go on an ultimate high level would be extremely um, satisfying for me to see the growth, where this is going to end up in 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm 30. I'm inexperienced. I'm just starting out life. I'm still young and ambitious at the end of the day. I'm still not 40. Like, I know that's not going to cut it. I'm not cute anymore. We already established that. Like, this is a grown ass man. But I'm so passionate about doing things that I do. I was in the car Thursday night. A close person to me, a close tied with me, and we were, he just told me he wants me to make a movie, and I'm like, I don't know if the world's really ready to see the movie that I would release. It would reveal too much um, secrets and I guess some sort of classified information that I don't want the world to know. I have some secrets that I'm not going to share about um, different brain waves and, ADHD. I, look, I'm going off topic now. These topics are very touchy because it's sensitive information. You understand? It's all about connecting with your brain, your soul, and I was reading a few articles, periodically throughout the years, and I would like to know. Thank God I've never been or was ever suicidal. Thank you, God, Lord. Um, I've been stressed out to the point where I just want to leave my environment completely. Yeah, because I'm just mentally exhausted from dealing with fucked up people and racist people living in my backyard. That's not the same as being suicidal. Um, a lot of people that are suicidal or are on suicide watch, we're not even going to talk about psychiatric or mental illness. We're not. They are missing nutrients. They are literally missing minerals. It is so crazy. They are deficiency in something. I've read articles. I'm like, that completely makes sense. A lot of people that are on suicide watch or are suicidal are in a lot of pain. You know, this is literally what I'm saying. People that are autistic, that cannot speak, that cannot use their words to express themselves and say, look, I want to eat a bowl of cereal for breakfast. Let's just hypothetically say. They are deficiency in something. They're in pain. And I think that's really what happened to me when I was, in grade school. I didn't really use my words that much. I wasn't really like of a talker. Like if somebody told me I'm a low life midget, I would just punch them in the face. That was my way of coping with my emotions and battling that anger and that sadness inside. I literally punched a kid out. I gave him a black eye. See over here on the left eye. Um, After, I left the school, I've seen him maybe it was like 5 years ago. Could have been like a little right before COVID. And I was like, we became cool again. Guys, this is literally what I mean. People are only speaking on behalf of their experience, including me. We have to become more knowledgeable of our environments and our ancestors and about all these different conditions that can happen to you in life. We have to learn how to adapt to crazy times. The world is literally shifting. Energy is changing. People's attitudes are becoming sour. We have to prepare. Always prepare for the worst and hope for the best. So I really hope that I always add some inspiration to my podcast, to my listeners. I don't really put my heart and soul into this. I just have passion. So my drive and my energy is my passion, and my eyes and my emotions are able to help me connect with my listeners. Whether they're watching me speak or listening to me. Thank you guys from Canada, Australia, UK, Germany, Bangladesh, South Africa, New Zealand, Australia, and Belgium. Thank you guys. And here in the US, thank you guys for listening to me. And you guys are going to help me get better, right? Guys, send me some feedback. You guys have my email. My email, powermindsunite718 at gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram, Ab's World 718. If you guys like my podcast and you enjoy what I'm saying and I resonate with you, share it. Share it with your friends. Tell them that I add some inspiration to your day and I added a smile on your face and I'm here to make, your day go by better. I can't change anyone's life because I can't even change my own. But this is literally why I'm here. And thank you guys so much. And have a great, great rest of your weekend. See you guys soon. While I'm going to be doing a lot of eating burgers for the month of June and my YouTube channel. Thank you guys for listening. Bye for now.